I have notes today. Check it. What? I have notes. Here's the deal. So let's talk about, today we're going to talk about building your toolbox, okay? Building your wellness toolbox. I think in America, we're really great at yielding and wielding and building tools for problems, right? Right, Hans? Dr. Hans Borbeck is a chiropractor on our team, friend of ours, awesome guy, awesome husband and dad. Hans, tell him. We're great in America at trying to solve problems. So we're really great at trying to fix problems, but we're not great at building tools and building your toolbox for wellness and for help, right? And there's specific things that I think will really help you do this, and it's really just a mindset change. It's really just something that you need to change your mind about and change the focus on so that you can really approach this the way it's supposed to be. Kimberly, I'm glad to see you. So glad to see you. All right, here's one thing that I want you to change your mind on. Here's one thing that I want you to really get inside your head. All YL products are tools. They're tools. All YL products are tools. No different than a hammer or a hoe or a saw or a chainsaw. Hey, Amanda Cooper. Hey, Leah. All YL products are tools. They have specific uses. The great thing about the products in YL is that majority of all of the products are adaptogenic. You know what that means? Is that they are tools with multiple uses. Like they're like a Swiss Army knife that you can do multiple things with it because there's so many things that the products do because they're living. They're not dead, inanimate, burned up, not processed correctly products that can't really help the body. That they are, how would I say this? Products that still have the vitality intact to be able to adapt to the body and give you what it needs, right? So all of the products in YL are tools. So what I want you to think in your head is, you know what? Like if I'm going to do a job, right? Like Amanda Cooper's on here. She's a great leader from Michigan. Her husband, Brian, is an awesome DIY fix-it guy. He does tons of stuff on houses and does flips and all this stuff. I'm not that guy. Brian is, though. If Brian's going to do a job in the kitchen and he's going to do a job on the countertop versus cabinetry, he's going to need specific tools, right? Like he's going to need specific tools. Hey, Johnny May, for the job that he's doing. So here's one thing I want you to keep in your mind. Here's one thing I want you to start thinking about in every single situation. All tools have a purpose, right? All tools have a purpose. The hammer doesn't do the same thing as a screwdriver. Like you can get a screw in the wall with a hammer, but you're going to just make a hole. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like you can probably get your kid's toy apart with a hammer versus the little screwdriver. Hey, Danielle, but you're going to tear it up. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so different tools are meant for different jobs. Now, again, the great thing about the products in Young Living, keep this in mind, is that you're not going to use these wrong. Like they're holistic products that are straight from nature. So it's not like you're going to grab peppermint and use it for something that you really wanted to support with lavender, and all of a sudden you're doing everything wrong and like your body doesn't know what to do. Your body's smarter than that. It's why it knows what to do with everything that you eat. You don't have to tell it what to do with broccoli. You don't have to go, hey, body, we just had lettuce. You should do this with it. And hey, I'm about to eat some turkey. You should do this with it. Like you don't have to say that, right? Like you don't have to go through and let it know what it needs to do. Same thing with essential oils. Same thing with really good quality supplements. But in order for you to be more intentional, in order for you to get better changes and to be ready for whatever comes up, like you need to make sure that you're thinking through the different things that you're going to either be doing, the different things that you're dealing with, the different things that you're going to be going to, things like that. Okay, so there's some rules of thumb as you're building your toolbox, and I said one of them already, but I've got here, how many do I have? I have six different rules or 6 different steps, and these are just the first 6 that really came up in my head, like the first really top 6 things to think about and to go through and to work through as you're building your wellness toolbox. Now here's the deal. We're not building a sickness toolbox. Come on now, can I get an amen on this? We're not building a, what do I do for my kidney disease toolbox? What do I do for my migraine toolbox? What do I do for my toe fungus toolbox? Even though some of you would love that. What do I do for whatever? What do I do for my hemorrhoid toolbox? We're not doing that, because if you're doing that all the time, it's like trying to lose weight by watching the weight, like watching the scales. It's always going to be off. You're always going to change. Like life's going to be different on there, and you're constantly chasing a result instead of going to the problem. I'm going to say that again. If you're building a sickness or you're building a symptom toolbox, you're always chasing the result. You're never chasing the problem. And so if you can get to the original issue, if you can get to the area where everything originates and you can support that and you can build your toolbox for that, you never have to worry about building an overall symptomatic toolbox. Are symptoms going to happen? Sure. But so much less often and so much more rarely than they would if you were just supporting the systems and giving your body what it needs. Okay? So we really have to get out of our mindset. I mean, and it's the difference in the tools that you would bring if you're a carpenter, if you're a home renovation expert versus a firefighter, right? Like I've talked about this analogy before, and I've done videos, and I'm sure they're on YouTube. I don't even know what's on there right now. A lot. Hey, Jan Stacy, what's up, girl? So the difference in the tools that you are going to bring to the job if you're a carpenter versus a firefighter are for different reasons. A firefighter is always coming to put out a symptom. A firefighter is coming because there is a fire in your house. Like, so his whole job, a firefighter's job is not to help you pick out carpet and redo tile or pick paint for the walls. That's not a firefighter's job. A firefighter's job is to come in with water hoses and fire axes. It's the only two tools they have in their toolbox, water hoses and fire axes, and attack your house and try to save the health of the house. That's it. Like, try to save the life of the house. If they get to the house in time, and they utilize their tools correctly, your house lives. Like, that's it. Like, that's where, like, surgery comes in and medication and all those things. Like, those are for symptoms. That's what they're for. And they're great at that most of the time, as long as they're used correctly. And they can save the health of the house. But you don't call the fireman back out to remodel your kitchen. Like, you don't call the fireman back out because you want new tile in your bathroom, or you want shiplap in your dining room, because they can't do that. Like, that's not, if they're working as a fireman, they can't do that. The difference in a carpenter, a guy who does home renovation, like, they come in with the tools to build up and to make your home better than it was before. They're going to come back in and they're going to rebuild it, and they're going to figure out what areas weren't great before, what area needs the most love and support, and they're going to build that up, and they're not going to tear everything up to do it. Do you understand? Like, totally.